Look, I'm gonna get real close and personal in this video because I don't know if you heard, I'm pretty sure you have. This AI, this technology is taking over. It's really taking over. I feel like someone in the movies where, there is always this person that's always in the camera like this trying to talk some sense into some regular people that don't really think. You got to think about this. Look, stay tuned to the end. Make sure you like the video, leave your comments below, and subscribe to the channel because it's about to get serious, family. Look, the things that's happening right now on this earth, the things that's happening around you that you don't know about, you need to start doing the research. So I'm gonna sit down real quick. In this video, I'm gonna be talking about something that's very important. You know, we've been in this rabbit hole of this technology and AI because AI is really advancing at a rapid speed, right? And it's a lot of people that don't understand how dangerous this can become and how dangerous it is, especially when you talk about the data centers in your neighborhood that's 400 yards down the road or 400 feet down the road. You get what I'm saying? That really affects a lot of things. So I want you to check this video out and let me know in the comment section what you think. So check this out and I'll be right back.
ChatGPT request requires almost 10 times more electricity than a Google search. In tonight's Eye on America, Ben Tracy looks at the data centers that drive our digital lives and their growing demands for energy.
This is a Google data center outside of Reno, Nevada.
It's hard to imagine that there's a physical location where the internet lives, but this is it.
Inside are endless rows of servers and miles of cables, the arteries of the internet.
Is this everything from like somebody's doing a Google search, somebody's watching a cat video, and that's all coming through here?
Absolutely. It's all that and more.
Amanda Peterson-Corio is Google's global head of data center energy.
And these fans are cooling our data centers.
On the rooftop, she showed us the hundreds of fans that keep all those computers humming. This is just one of at least 2,700 data centers that stretch from the suburbs of Virginia to the deserts of the West. They are mostly run by big tech firms and consume more than 4% of all electricity in the U.S. in 2022. That's projected to more than double to 9% by 2030. The nation's aging grid is also threatened by the soaring demands of artificial intelligence. It uses nearly 10 times the electricity of a typical internet search.
Is this amount of electricity use sustainable?
It's a real challenge. As we look to the next decade, those demands continue to grow. And the real challenge is figuring out how can we do this in a way that meets our climate goals.
Google's planet-warming emissions rose by 13% last year and have jumped nearly 50% since 2019. The company has spent heavily to bring new wind and solar power to the grid and says 64% of the time its operations run on clean energy. But when the sun isn't shining and the wind isn't blowing, data centers still rely on gas and coal, creating more carbon emissions, fueling climate change.
We need something that has that reliability that works 24/7.
That something may be here in the desert of southern Utah.
We call this the renewable energy corridor of Utah.
Tim Latimer is CEO of Fervo Energy, which is drilling deep underground.
How far down are you drilling here? Right now we're at about 12,200 feet.
And harnessing heat from the Earth's crust to create carbon-free geothermal energy. Right now, geothermal accounts for less than 1% of U.S. electricity, but Fervo has used fracking and drilling techniques pioneered by the oil and gas industry to vastly expand geothermal use across the country. It says this site alone could eventually power 400,000 homes.
How big of a solution can this be? Yeah, we think that geothermal could be as much as 20% of the U.S. electricity grid. We can develop large projects that will really move the needle on the electric grid and climate change.
Google is one of Fervo's customers and plans to use geothermal energy to help power its Nevada data centers.
So when the sun is not shining and the wind is not blowing, this thing's still cranking. The earth is still hot.
And so is the demand for electricity.
I hope you was paying attention and I hope you have the discernment to understand how this can affect you a lot, how this is going to affect your neighbor, how this is going to affect your whole community. You get what I'm saying? Like this technology, I know we use it every day. Of course, you're using the technology right now watching this video, but you don't think about how much energy this takes, how much electricity this takes, how much water this takes. You get what I'm saying? Of course, they're trying to dig into the earth to use some type of energy to use the heat of the earth core. But that don't sound, that kind of like rubs me the wrong way right there. You get what I'm saying? That's like, you using all these drills and stuff to get to the he said, I believe in the video, he said he was 12,000 feet down. And it's like, oh, wow, okay. That sounds like it could be good, but it sounds like it can really get bad super fast. So it is very important to understand that the US president said that he is going to make America great again. And the deals that he is signing with the AI data centers. Check this map out right here. This is a map where all the AI data centers is going to be located. And it's like they're going to be using electricity, they're going to be using the water, they're going to be polluting the air. So you got to think, how is this going to look in the next 5 to 10 years? And if they have the funding like they do, they're going to build it pretty fast. Me and my wife been watching videos about this, seeing these documentaries where people go to certain towns and they ask the community that's right down the street from the data centers. At first it's very loud, and then their water, pretty much, they don't have water pressure. And then the water that they do use and have to, they basically, the water's dripping. It's just dripping into buckets, so they have to save up. And it kind of reminds me of what happens here in Africa if, if the water cuts out. So it's just like, dang, people is going to get back to the ancient way, either or. You just going to have to have, you're going to have the discernment or the wisdom to get out of there before it really damages you health-wise, spiritually wise, physically wise, because it's going to get down to that. There is a lot of things that is happening right under your nose, and you're not going to know about it if you don't do the research. You don't know what you do not know. So the things that you do know, of course, you're going to be focusing on what you know, and you're going to want to get the information. You want to increase your knowledge with the information that you know, but there is things out here that you do not know that you need to know. And this is one of them. Because if you really start to go down a rabbit hole, and I'm going to leave some links in the description. So check these documentaries out. Check these videos out that I leave in the description, because it will give you, it will open your eyes. It's like, whoa, like, okay, wow. It's very shocking. And they, of course, depending on who you talk to, they're going to make it seem like it's okay. They're going to make it seem like this is, the best thing for you, because, you get faster internet, or, you get the answer in 1 second, and blah, 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 this and that. But the question is this really going to benefit you in the long run? Is this going to be sustainable for you in the long run? You really got to think about that. And the things that I see outside of America, this is why we always tell people, get out of America, so you can be on the outside or the outskirts looking in and seeing what is happening, because the whole world does not live how America lives. So it's good to be out of that system and see another system. And the systems that is not like America is more sustainable, just from my experience, because it's more community based. But America is like, if you're up here with the elites and have money, you're good. But if you're going to be down there and struggling and paycheck to paycheck, and barely paying bills, and you struggle paying car insurance, you struggle paying bills, you struggle paying rent, you struggle paying your phone bill, you struggle paying the gas bill, electric bill, the water bill, and this and that, and then they take all the electricity and water, and you still got to pay that. It really don't make sense to me. But this is what's happening right now, and it's not stopping. They just, like, it really comes down to, it really brings me back to the entertainment that they put in our face, the movies. You get what I'm saying? The movies about technology and how advanced it can get. It's really happening right now. And I'm saying this now because in the next 2 years, the next 5 years, it's going to look totally different. And if you are not prepared, if you are not out of the Make America Great Again country, you're going to be, you either going to have to be up there with the elites, or you're going to be very poor. And you're going to be, it's going to be a war on all fronts. And that's what it really comes down to. If it's not spiritual war, it's physical war. Like, if it's not spiritual warfare where the adversary is trying to get you to do something that is not going to benefit you. So that's like pretty much spiritual and physical warfare. Like, you trying to heal yourself, but the adversary is trying to destroy you. So you're going to have to fight spiritually that way. And then there's another war where the world of war, you get what I'm saying, with you can say Venezuela and the US, you hear that, you hear all these rumors of wars, right? That's a war. And then there's war on food and water. This war against technology and the advancement of technology. This is like, it's really starting to get down to, you got to be wise. For one, you got to have the discernment. You got to see this coming. Because if you don't, and if you don't see it, I hope this video will help you see what is to come. So to be ahead of this, get out of the West. Get out of America. Get out of where they're going to be doing all these big old data centers, because it's going to affect you in the long run. Like, really, it's going to affect your health. It's going to, like, really get you going crazy. Because the technology that's going to happen, I believe I just saw something with China rolling out their 6G. The things that we don't think about, they're doing. And once it happens, it can really, even with the 5G, right? The radiation levels, the shot that everybody had to get. You never know. That's why I say you never know what you don't know. And once you really start to think about it and how this technology is advancing, and just, if you have, I don't want to put movies as a reference, but they do kind of tell you what is to come. So just imagine if I needed to upload this video, like right now, after I'm done with this video, I'm going to upload it, and it's going to take about maybe like 30 to an hour, right? 30 minutes to an hour. But the technology that's coming out, as soon as I press the button, it's going to upload. You get what I'm saying? That's going to be possible pretty soon. So that technology, it really requires a lot of resources. If it's not the natural resources like water, if it's not, you know, the fossil fuel that they need, the coal, the wind that they was talking about, is going to be something different that they come up with. Gas, you get what I'm saying? Like natural gas and stuff like that, the solar power and stuff like that. But once that natural resources run out, they're going to be polluting the air. And this is what you need to breathe. This is what you need to be healthy. You get what I'm saying? It's going to get so cloudy where the sun is probably going to be blocked out and you can't even heal from the sun. So this video, I want you to really listen to where this is heading. This is headed to really like push you back. I don't want to say the word, that the KILL word is that's where it's headed. So you really got to be serious and see what is to come. So you know what we say, prepare and get out of the West, because they're bringing those data centers near you. And those data centers is going to take your water, it's going to take your electricity, and you still going to have to pay the bill. If you don't have water, if you don't have electricity, you still going to have to pay the bill. And then you're going to be sucking up pollution and poison, to be honest. If they're not poisoning the air, they're poisoning the food, they're poisoning the water. And there's places out here, such as where we are, Mauritius. There's places out here where they really, it's a peace of mind. You know, they really care about the environment. They don't cut down everything. They need to save some type of nature. So it's a lot to think about. It's a lot to think about. It's a lot to research. And I really hope this video triggered something in you to make you see what is to come, because they have the funding. They already doing it. You know, I'm gonna leave a couple videos down below, so check those out. Even with the Meta AI data centers too. Man, I was looking at that. I'm like, dang, this company is already there, and they already have, like, it's something that I did not know, that I did not realize. And you can't be ignorant of this stuff, because once it get to that point where it's going to affect you, it's going to be too late. So, family, it is really serious. It is really that serious. If it's not spiritual war, physical war, it's rumors of war everywhere. If it's not rumors of war, it's war against your neighbor. It's war against the other nation that don't look like you. It's war everywhere. But it's war against this technology. It's war against food and water. That's the big one. And this is serious. Let me get even closer. This is serious. Go watch The Grab on YouTube. It's on YouTube now. You don't even have to pay for it. I just watched it again. I might go watch it again. This is the Grab is basically, it's a documentary. They did a lot of research about war on food and water. That is the new war. So it really, everything is starting to connect. You gotta realize what's happening. You gotta be in the know, because if you don't know, you're just gonna be left behind. And once you left behind, you're gonna be stuck in a position that you do not. You're pretty much gonna be stuck in quicksand. And once you realize that you're in quicksand, you're gonna be like freaking out, and you're gonna be trying to get out. And the more you move in quicksand, the faster you sink. So this is serious. This is really serious. Leave your comments below. Make sure you like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And yeah, like, check the links in the description, and I'll talk to you next video, because I'm about to go do some more research about this, because it's really getting that serious, and it's not going to stop. It's not going back. We know that technology is going to rule in a way where we cannot stop it. So, you know, put your trust in the Most High. Your trust should be the Most High. So all praises to the Most High. You know, may you and your household be covered in the blood of Yahushua. And, you know, just strive. You got to strive for righteousness. You got to strive for this wisdom. You got to strive for this discernment. You got to strive for the right thing to do. You got to strive for life. You got to strive to live an abundant life out of the system, out of the beast system, out of, you know, as much as you can. As much as you can. Let me say it that way. As much as you can. Because it's just going to ramp up faster, and it's going to be right in front of our face sooner than we think. So, you know, peace and blessings to you, and I'll talk to you next video. Shalom, shalom.